Listen, whatever your story is, whatever your past experience is, whatever your history is, you are preparing yourself for success right now. But if you're not stewarding that preparation well, you will end up frustrated. And we are going to be having a conversation about how to properly prepare for success. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast, where the goal is to help you craft your dream lifestyle. And that's what life is all about. It's simply about becoming the best version of yourself, the version that God created you to be. And today we are talking about being prepared for success. Okay. And this is important because I don't care where you've been. I don't care what you've done, mistakes you've made, failures you've had, what people may have said about you. You are being prepared to be successful. But the truth is, where a lot of people fall, where a lot of people drop the ball, is that they don't steward well their preparation because they're so focused on the obstacles. They're so focused on all this other stuff rather than focusing on what is necessary to prepare for success. Because greatness is in you. And we're really going to talk about this today. But to really start our conversation, I want to read you a quote from Alexander Graham Bell. If you don't know who that is, he is the one who invented the telephone. Okay, so before there was the Sidekick, the BlackBerry, the iPhone, the Nokia, any other phones that you can ever think of, this guy created the very first phone. Okay, so he is a world changer. He is someone that shifted things. So he's so incredible. And his quote says, "Before anything else, preparation is the key to success." Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Now, why is this important? This is important because so many people miss the mark when it comes to being prepared. And the reason why I believe people are not preparing well for success is because they don't have a mission. Like, you need to have a mission that is bigger than you. And the reason being, when you have a mission that is bigger than you, you will subsequently walk in your purpose. You will subsequently challenge yourself to overcome obstacles that if you were in a self-serving state, you're not going to be willing to go as far. Your willingness is not going to be as high as it can be if you give yourself a mission. Now, what does that actually mean? What is a mission? To me, my mission is to impact as many people as I can to let them know that their dream is possible and really give them the tools to make it happen. That is my mission outside of leading people to Christ. But for me, my mission is truly to help people find Christ as well as to discover and live the dreams and live out the life that God has planned for them. That's my mission. And so why that's so important is because when it comes time for me to feel burnt out, when it comes time for me to go take the nap or take the day off or not be as focused as I really should be, because I'm dealing with something that is bigger than me, because the actions that I'm taking, they have just bigger ramifications. Like it is bigger than just me. I'm living life for more than just myself. That's where I'm able to tap into a different level of motivation. I'm able to tap into a different level of discipline just because I understand it's not just me at stake. And this is a beautiful thing, and I experience this almost every single day. One of the things that truly helps me keep going is the fact that if I don't show up, if I don't steward well everything that I do, everything that my name is attached to, that potentially is someone's life not being impacted. And while to me, it may be a podcast recording, to me, it may be posting content, to me, to the average person, it may just be a very simple action. You never know what a simple action can do to somebody else's life. And if you don't steward well the simple one action, if you don't steward well your skills and your tasks that you have in front of you, you have to steward those things well because you don't know who's watching. In the same way, the famous saying is you never know what people are going through, right? But at the same time, you never know who is watching you. And that's why you must herald, you must steward well, you must be intentional with every single action that you take. Be intentional with every word that you use because you have a mission, and it's up to you to be aware of what that mission is, so that way you can really walk in it and understand that this thing called life is bigger than you. That's really the first step when it comes to really being prepared for success, because success, and a lot of people will tell you this, that success has nothing to do with a monetary amount. Success has nothing to do with a position. Success has nothing to do with a level of influence. Success really has everything to do with impact. Success has everything to do with purpose. And you've heard me say this numerous times, and I will continue to say it, that your purpose has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with everyone else. And when you are really walking in that purpose, when you truly decide to align your actions with your mission, with your purpose, you will see a major difference, because there's more weight behind every single thing that you do. And that can be scary because it's a new level of responsibility. But when you think about preparing well for success, you are going to notice your entire mind shift when you give yourself a mission, because the way that you think is not just about you. The actions that you take, it's not just about you. The things that you post online, it's not just about you. The conversation topics that you have with friends, it's bigger than just, oh, this is what serves me. It's different. It's bigger than just what I like or what I want to do. When you understand your mission, you will understand your purpose. And when you understand your mission, your entire mindset will shift, which will subsequently lead to your action shifting as well. And this is so important, because I see so many people, I have conversations with people all the time where they have things that they like, but they don't have things that they're truly passionate about. They don't have things that they're willing to suffer for. They don't have goals that they're willing to go above and beyond themselves for. A lot of times people are in their own way when it comes to their goals. And I can tell you, you are in your own way because you don't have a mission. Give yourself a mission that matters. Give yourself a mission that impacts people. Give yourself a mission that changes other people's lives. And I promise you, when you do that, you will see a change in the way in which you think. You'll see a change in the way in which you behave. You will see a change in the way in which you respond to life. And that ultimately will lead to your growth. That ultimately will put you in a better position, because you can do as much research as I have, but even less than that, you will see that most of the most successful people in life, whatever industry, no matter whatever monetary amount, whatever you want to judge success on, no matter what space they're in, every successful person talks about how their success is due to their ability to impact other people, because they have a mission. Whether that mission is to impact the world, whether that mission is to impact their families, whatever the case may be, you need to have a mission. Now, within that mission, right, because it's important to have a mission. Now, having your mission is something that is a great mental piece. It's a great mental framework by which to make decisions and plan and everything like that, because all that is super valuable. Starts with your mind first. But when you're talking about preparation, we have to talk about skills. We have to talk about knowledge. We have to simply talk about the actual work necessary to make it happen. And so many people get this wrong, especially I'm hearing about younger people that are just graduating college, or even some people that are my age, where they avoid work. And truthfully, that presents a major opportunity for people that are willing to do the work. But you have to be willing to work for your mission. You have to be able to work for your success. You are not going to get it by typing it into Chat GPT. You're not going to be successful by just wishing it. There is no genie. It's not. Work is required. Work is required, because at the end of the day, it's all about your actions. Your actions matter. If you are not willing to work, then you are not willing to improve. And if you don't improve, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to be able to do anything different if you don't improve your life, if you don't improve your skill set. I remember, I'll tell you guys a story. When I first entered into entrepreneurship, And, I just was talent. Like I was like, okay, I can just be myself and, it'll be great. Money will come all over the place. And one of the most humbling things that I had to realize, and this was a skill, it was just simply the skill of tempering my expectations. And now I'm also someone, and you've heard me say this before, that your expectations are simply your human superpower, right? If I can expect the thing to work out, then I will make sure my actions, my beliefs, everything like that align with that outcome. Now, the reason why I said that it's a skill for me to do that, one of the biggest things and hurdles that I had to overcome was people supporting my business. I had this expectation and this belief that every single friend that I've had, every single person that I've known would just spend money with me in my business, support my business, and I would be great in 6 months. If you're looking for accountability, you need to check out the Dream Society. For $20 a month, you can join a community that will give you the support that you need and the accountability that you need to hit your goals every single week. And for $20 a month, it is the best investment that you will ever make in yourself. So I want you to go to dreamsociety.info right now to join, and let's get back to the episode. And boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong. And wow, that's not a knock on my friends. That's not a knock at all. But because I decided to shift my focus, and that's also part of being prepared, and we'll talk about that in a second. But because I decided to just simply shift my expectations, not to the point where I wasn't expecting my friends to support my business, but I simply just changed what they were, but I changed them in a way where it was empowering, where it was, you know what, if rather than me expect them to buy something from me, rather than me expect them to pay for one of my courses, them just listening to a podcast episode, that support, I'll take it, right? Like that for me was where I was able to change my expectations. And it helped make me confident, just because I knew that if I stayed thinking too much about what other people should be doing with my business, I was never actually going to work to grow the business. I was not actually going to be willing to do the work for my business to grow. And for me, that's my example of just needing to first shift focus in order to do the work. But when you actually get down to doing the work, it's about actually making time with your productivity to say, okay, this is how I'm going to work. This is how I'm going to get it done. And most people get this wrong because they don't want to do the work. And I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, if you want to get anywhere, if you want to have things that other people don't have, you got to be willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. And so you can accomplish that bit by bit. You don't have to think about building Rome in a day. You don't have to think about jumping to the top of Mount Everest. All you have to think about is taking one step at a time. It's all about the power of one. I'm actually writing a book right now, and I'm titling it that. So stay tuned for that. But it's all about simply taking it one day at a time, one action step at a time, one step at a time when it comes to the work necessary to prepare for your dream. Now, within preparation, right, within the work, you want to make sure that you're preparing in the right manner. For example, I'll use a corporate example. If you're in a corporate job right now, right, you're 9 to 5, everything like that. If you want to make sure that if you're preparing and improving your skills in the right area, you want to make sure that you get feedback. And this is where accountability comes in. But if you are just trying to judge it always by yourself, you might not be working or trying to improve an area that is actually going to lead to real results, right? That might not be the area that you really need to work in, right? When, for example, if you get feedback from a coworker or from a higher up and they tell you, hey, you really just need to work on, your sales. You really need to work on your follow-up. You really need to work on, the framework of your sales calls, whatever. And you're over here focusing on, your scheduling and your time management. Well, now you're working on something that's valuable, but you're not necessarily working on the top thing that's going to really make a dent in, or not even necessarily make a dent, but you're not working on something that's truly going to move you forward. And so that's where, when you think about working on the right stuff, preparing in the right way, you want to make sure that you have the right people around you that are holding you accountable. You want to have the type of people that are around you that truly value you and will give you constructive criticism, constructive feedback that you can use. And now your focus will be in the right place. But your focus, and this is why I started with why a mission is so important. When you have your mission, your focus will fall in line with the mission. And so many people, their focus is not in the right place because they don't have a mission. So their focus just goes with the wind. Your focus can just go with wherever your emotions take you. And that's not going to serve you well. You want to know how your day is going to go. You want to know what the next steps will be. And you want to make sure your focus is on the work necessary to make it happen. Okay. So when we're talking about focus, right, we're talking about being prepared for success. We're talking about simply changing our lives. What does this look like practically, right? Practically being prepared. This means upping your level of discipline. This means basically writing out what the mission is, but then also discovering, okay, what is the level of discipline? What are the habits? What is the mindset? What are the actions that I need to do so that way I can fulfill the mission? One of the things that I had to do really early on in my entrepreneurship journey, and I always use entrepreneurship for my examples just because that's my personal story. But one of the things that I had to do is really make sure that what I'm focusing on, that what I'm thinking through as an entrepreneur, that I actually am working on the things that are going to lead to money, right? That I'm actually working on the right areas of business that truly are going to make an impact in the business, right? And a lot of in the entrepreneurship world, they talk about working in your business and working on your business and all that fun stuff. So with that, I had to make sure that I got with the right people, right? Got feedback from my coaches, got feedback from friends and things of that nature that are familiar with my situation. And within that time, I was then able to, learn marketing. I was able to improve, my copywriting. I was able to improve my content strategies and all the like. But that took work. That took really a lot of time, to be honest. Like I was really just knee deep in just studying and learning and reading and all the fun stuff. And I talked about how in the last podcast, how I had an epiphany with, not just learning from other sources, but really learning from my own experience. And so within the past month and some change, I just decided to get to work. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to work. I'm going to up my level of discipline. I'm going to improve. I'm going to refine the habits that I'm already good at, and I'm going to just take it to another level just because I want to go to another level. I want to take my business to another level because if I take my business to another level, I get closer to accomplishing my mission. And that's what's really, really important to me. But when you think about just your own life with where you are right now, with your level of skills, with your level of knowledge and your ability and your capacity right now, you need to assess what area of my life do I need to improve in so that way I am properly prepared for success when it comes. Now, when you think about preparing, right, there's always a moment. And a lot of times, the famous word for this is opportunity. You want to make sure that you're prepared for the opportunity. Now, what does the opportunity look like? The answer? I don't know, because opportunity is all around us. I don't know what your opportunity is. I don't know what your opportunity will be, but that's why it's so important that you're intentional with every single action that you take, because opportunity is all around you. But if you don't have a mission, you won't have the focus to see it. If you don't have your focus in the right place, you'll never see your opportunity. And if you don't see your opportunity, you're just going to keep on missing it. It's just going to keep on being like the bus, just always missing it, every year, every day, missing your opportunity. But the truth is, when you have your mission and you find your focus, you will then be able to find your opportunity every single day. And that's something that has been a major breakthrough for me, where every day I literally get to see the opportunity in everything that I do. I get to see how if I get this post right, if I do this right, if I'm really intentional with this, if I'm looking at the details of this, this can change the trajectory of my life. This can change the trajectory of my family's life. This can change my business if I get this right. But it's simply because I know my mission and I know my focus is in the right place. So I'm preparing all of my actions to align with the opportunity. So when it comes, like, I'm just walking into it. Like, I don't have to necessarily give myself a really big pep talk in order to do it. I'm all ready to go because I've been preparing for this thing to come. I've been preparing for opportunity to come from the day I came out of my mother's womb. I was ready, but it was because I had the right people around me and I gave myself a mission. I gave myself a purpose, right? And that's through a lot of prayer. But again, that's for me as a believer. If you're a believer, you know what I'm saying. If not, it's all good, but give yourself a mission so you can focus on the right things. And when you find opportunity, when the opportunity knocks, like, one of the greatest things about opportunity is, or I should say, one of the greatest things about preparing for opportunity is when the obvious opportunity comes, is really just being at peace about it. Like, when you get the phone call, hey, we want you to speak. When you get the phone call, hey, we want you to lead the meeting. Hey, we want to have a meeting with you to discuss potential brand deals, whatever. And you get those types of opportunities and you've been preparing well. And there isn't anxiety that hits you. There isn't like the tightness of chest, and you're just at peace just because you know exactly what you've put into it. You know what work you've put in. There is no greater feeling, but it comes with you taking the time every single day to prepare for the success that you're destined for. But the downside is you can make the decision to keep on letting the bus of opportunity just pass you by every single day, every moment, every meeting, just letting it pass you by just because you don't have a mission or your focus is not in the right place. So I'm truly encouraging you to get a mission so you can be prepared for success. Success is literally waiting on you. Your success is waiting on you. So there's no point in waiting. Go ahead, get your mission, shift your focus, get to work. Don't be lazy. If you are listening to me and you know any lazy people, get them out of your life. If you're a lazy person, I'm encouraging you to change that, because the truth is, laziness is only a result of not having a mission. When you have a mission, laziness cannot exist. When you know purpose, laziness cannot exist. When you know purpose, poor time management can't exist because you have a mission. So get to work. Now, you might not have all the answers. I'm not telling you to have all the answers, but I'm telling you that the people that win are the people that not necessarily always get it right, but they're the people that always focus on the next thing. Right? I talked about in a previous podcast about how successful people, they think about solutions. They're very solution-based thinkers. You need to be very solution-based. You need to be thinking, what's the next thing I can do to improve my life? That is how you prepare. That's good preparation, when you take that time to prepare for your success. Now, I hope that this episode was helpful to you. I truly enjoyed talking about it. If you have any questions or thoughts, comments, leave me a comment. If you're listening to me on a podcast platform, leave me a review. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, get your free dream workbook. That is basically your way to start the process to your success. That's your way to start preparing, by getting clear on what your mission is, to get clear on what you actually want out of your life. And on top of that, in the guide, it'll walk you through 5 traps that could potentially be holding you back right now, so you can properly focus on what you need to get to work on. All right. But I appreciate you guys for checking out this episode. Always remember, your dream is possible as long as you are willing to work for it. I'll see you guys next week.